For your Thursday, hazy sunshine with seasonal to slightly cooler temperatures across the Upper Peninsula as we head towards the weekend. We'll warm up. More on your details coming up.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Kevin Hodge. Tonight on your WZMQ 19 News, tensions are rising as President Trump doubles down on new tariffs targeting Brazil, copper imports, and India. Plus, corrections officers tell us how prisons across the state remain understaffed with a possible solution currently tied up in the courts. And we have more details on the city of Marquette's idea to bring Amtrak service to the Upper Peninsula. Your 19 News at 11 starts now.
Live from the UP, this is WZMQ 19 News at 11.
We did have some hazy sky, and that will likely continue into tomorrow too. We still have some air quality issues to deal with. So for tonight, with these clear skies, just make sure to close those windows, especially if you have those lung and heart diseases. Improvements on the air quality are on the way. Temperatures for tonight are into the upper 40s and the mid 50s. A little bit of everything here in Marquette, 57. That's fairly seasonal too, and we'll stay fairly chilly for tomorrow. Some below average temperatures into the lower 70s, but sunshine from sun up to sundown. More in your forecast coming up in just a few minutes.
Kelly, thank you. President Trump is holding strong on his deadlines for tariffs to go into effect on Friday on nations that do not reach new trade agreements with the U.S. As the deadline approaches, the president signed off on a series of tariffs today involving Brazil and copper. This comes as the Fed says it's not lowering interest rates. Erica Brown has the latest tonight.
President Trump signed an executive order Wednesday imposing a 50% tariff on most Brazilian goods and a universal 50% tax on copper imports, including pipes, wires, and cables, aimed at reducing what his administration described as an unsustainable dependence on foreign materials. This comes as the president says he's ready to impose a 25% tariff on India.
They sell a lot to us, but we don't buy from them. You know why? Because the tariff is so high. They have one of the highest tariffs in the world. Now they're willing to cut it very substantially, but we'll see what happens.
New Delhi says it will evaluate Trump's latest comments. The U.S. and India have held multiple rounds of trade talks, but have not come to an agreement. President Trump also says he expects to reach a very fair deal with China after recent trade talks in Sweden.
We're moving along with China. We're doing fine with China. I think it's going to work out very well.
As the president pushes to secure more trade deals ahead of his fast approaching tariff deadline, the Federal Reserve is keeping interest rates steady despite pressure from Trump. For weeks, the president has been lobbying Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell to lower interest rates. At a press conference Wednesday, Powell said the Fed continues to monitor what kind of impact the administration's tariffs will have on the economy.
Changes to government policies continue to evolve, and their effects on the economy remain uncertain. Higher tariffs have begun to show through more clearly to prices of some goods, but their overall effects on economic activity and inflation remain to be seen.
There is growing speculation on Wall Street that the Fed could lower interest rates in September.
Also today, President Trump said the U.S. will charge a 15% tariff on imports from South Korea as part of a new trade agreement. UP Health System Marquette has been named one of this year's best hospitals by U.S. News and World Report. The annual ratings are designed to assist patients and healthcare providers in making informed decisions. U.S. News evaluated over 4,400 hospitals across 44 hospitals across 15 adult specialties, as well as 22 procedures and conditions. Only 1/3 of the hospitals considered earned this award, Marquette being one of them. UPHS's CEO says it's a reflection of the high quality and compassionate care the Marquette Hospital provides. At the state capitol, Michigan's Corrections Officers Union says dangerous staffing conditions are only getting worse in the Upper Peninsula. A long-awaited legislative fix passed both chambers last year, but has been tied up in a court battle for months. Our Michigan Capitol correspondent Sophia Murphy has more from union members on what officers are experiencing inside state prisons.
The last time we spoke with Michigan corrections officers about the staffing crisis, lawmakers had just passed a package of retirement reform bills aimed at helping recruit and retain prison staff. But months later, those changes are still in limbo.
We're still in the same crisis And there needs to be some urgency in figuring out some steps to be taken to address it. And right now we feel like that's not happening.
Union President Byron Osborne says officers are facing burnout, unsafe working conditions, and increasingly dangerous drug use inside of prisons, all while being forced to work mandatory 16-hour shifts.
Am I expected to continue working multiple 16-hour shifts every week? Like, is that the answer? Like, because I can't do it. You're only going to be able to sustain that for so long, and then people are going to go find another job.
The legislation was caught up in a political flurry as the current Speaker of the House refused to pass bills from last term on to the governor, saying former leaders were responsible for the bills and he has no obligation to act. Officers say it doesn't matter who is responsible. Michigan's correctional facilities need help.
They didn't finish the job, and we need them to finish the job. We need them to get those bills to the governor so she can sign them, and so people can have that guaranteed retirement for the years that they're putting in this job.
Both leaders say the ongoing court delay is putting lives at risk, and they're calling on elected officials to act before the fall legislative session begins. From Michigan's capital, Sophia Murphy, WZMQ 19 News.
63 small businesses across Michigan are receiving Match on Main grants through the state's Economic Development Corporation. That includes 6 in the Upper Peninsula. The $1.49 million of funding is designed to create resiliency and strengthen downtowns and Main Street communities. Here in the UP, businesses like Marquette's Bluff Street Station, Negaunee Samara Floral Company, Cork and Beans in Houghton, and Lake Effect Distillery in Escanaba will be able to grow thanks to the support. The Marquette City Commission is discussing a resolution that could have a major impact on transportation across the UP. WZMQ reporter Samuel McKnight has more.
At Monday's Marquette City Commission meeting, the commission discussed the possibility of working with Amtrak to expand its rail network into the UP.
There was a letter that had been sent to the City Commission with an idea to approach Amtrak, or at least express some support with expansion of Amtrak into the Upper Peninsula, essentially connecting, the Midwest states together, but also really connecting the Lower Michigan to the Upper Peninsula.
This rail expansion would bring high-speed transportation to the Marquette area, which the city manager says will have a major positive impact on the area's tourism, economy, and local businesses.
There's definitely a component for economic development in there. We actually just heard from one of our newer entrepreneurs that getting things here and getting people here has been a challenge, and has been a challenge for growth for their company.
The rail would also be a more environmentally friendly method of travel and help improve the safety of the UP's highways.
Some of the congestion that's happening, on the way down from Lower Michigan into the UP, along US 2 especially, and we've even heard of some accidents. It's a lot of people, a lot of pulling over, a lot of campers, and so if we have this opportunity to also promote something that gets cars off of the road and makes it safer, this is something we certainly want to support.
However, Kovacs says there are spatial and infrastructural concerns that could make building a new railway or station difficult within the city limits.
We certainly are aware that space in Marquette City is limited, so having something like a large train station or tracks go through might be a little bit more complicated for the city, but we certainly support it to the area.
And for now, though there's a lot of local support, whether an expansion will happen or not is still uncertain.
There seems to be a lot of support from our partners, such as Travel Marquette, such as InvestUP and LSCP, and even the county had been approached to sign some sort of resolution as well. So it's there, it's just whether the infrastructure investment will come next.
Samuel McKnight, WZMQ 19 News, Marquette.
Your first warning weather forecast is up next. Plus, Escanaba locals fight to save a piece of its history as city leaders consider changes to an intersection. And the Cycle Conservation Club of Michigan is hosting its 6 Days of Michigan event. We'll hear about the rides happening all week in Gwinn and across the state when we come back.
19 News is brought to you by Kirkish Furniture.
Looking for a car that won't fall apart on the way home? Bam! Come to John's Auto where cars are clean, run great, and don't smell like french fries. Does your car need a tune-up? Bam! Service department. Do you want your car to sparkle? Bam! Detailing department. Need a quieter sister? Bam! Wait. For the best pre-owned cars, the best service, and the best detailing, come to John's Auto Marquette.
Get an 11% rebate on everything when you shop at Menards. We're your one-stop shop for everything you need. Get truckload savings on items you use every day for everyone in your household. We have it all from big to small and everything in between. Lippmann cleaning products make easy work of even the toughest messes. We carry everything to help you keep your home spotless. Pick up this large precision angle broom for only $8.89 after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
Closed captioning sponsored by Range Bank of Upper Michigan.
Chips or cracks, we got your back. Brian's Auto Glass.
Cracked windshield, chipped glass? Don't wait. Call Brian's Auto Glass in Nagani. We specialize in expert windshield replacement, chip and crack repairs, and safety system calibrations to keep your vehicle road ready. Can't come to us? No problem. We'll come to you with our mobile service. Fast, professional, local. Brian's Auto Glass, where clear vision starts.
She's fair.
Untrue, Your Honor.
What, you're going to have your turn.
She's inquisitive.
What in the world led to this young lady finding you in this compromising situation?
And firm.
The only thing that matters in this particular courtroom, sir, is how I see it.
Watch Equal Justice with Judge Ebony K. Williams.
Weekdays on WZMQ CBS. Now, WZMQ TV 19 First Warning Weather with meteorologist Kelly Rowland.
Welcome back. We are checking in on your full forecast. 71 degrees for that high temperature. The average is 76, so we've definitely had a roller coaster of well above to well below. This is fairly seasonal. It's definitely a lot chillier than a lot of you may have wished for today. The record 97, not close to that, and we did not see any rain for today. And tomorrow we are expecting a 1 out of 4 star on your Blades Bait and Tackle fishing outlook, mainly because of those really sunny skies. But from 5 a.m. to 7 a.m. and then again at 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. Those are your best times to try to get out and still enjoy. And we will have really nice conditions, sky conditions as in rain for tomorrow. Of course, we can't see the air quality issues on here, but the cloud cover comes in and out, maybe a light drop or two. Not overly impressed by any sort of rain that would want to make anything for itself through really Thursday, Friday into the weekend. So we are looking nice and dry. Overall, a nice weekend ahead, and we will also improve on this too. This air quality issue, though, the air quality warning in the gray here is until late Thursday night, so midnight on Friday. It could always be extended. This seems to just keep getting extended with more and more issues, and it has been really bad for today. Still going to see those lingering effects for tomorrow too. So we're still sitting in that unhealthy group. So it actually states that everyone should limit their outdoor activities. Usually people should stay indoors if at all possible, especially those with possibly the lung and the heart issues. So you've definitely felt it today. If it's something that you need to monitor for tomorrow's, we're still going to be into that unhealthy for some range. You'll want to keep an eye on that and just listen to your bodies. This is what we are looking at for that future smoke outlook. Improvements here and there. It really is just going to be those waves of when we get the dense smoke cover in the area, and it all depends on the wind. So when we have the northern winds in effect because of a high pressure system, that's when we tend to have those sort of issues, and we had that today, and that will likely continue for tomorrow too. But other than that, when the air quality starts to improve really through the weekend, we'll still have some really nice conditions too to get out and try to get a nice tan, take the boat out, go on the beach. Sunday, maybe not as much. So Saturday, we're looking good into that UV index of 8, and then it'll dip down to 6, but then back up to the very high range as we start off next week. And of course, when we look beyond that, the 6 to 10 day outlook does show that we will be trending warmer than average to take us through the first week of August. So of course, tomorrow, the high temperatures not seeing above average for tomorrow. 69 for Marquette. We will definitely stay into those lower 70s, and we'll likely get to the mid 70s down towards Iron Mountain and Iron River there. So below average as we close off July tomorrow. We enter August 1st on your Friday. Nice and seasonal, really keeping status quo, just a few clouds here. And we head into the weekend. Temperatures will be into the 80s with lots of sunshine.
Kelly, thank you very much. Talk of potential changes to a Triangle Boulevard in Escanaba is inspiring locals to make their voices heard. Our Escanaba reporter Lily Simmons spoke with one of those residents and tells us what the city says could be happening.
This summer, residents living where Lakeshore Drive intersects with 9th and 10th Streets say they were told by unnamed city employees of plans to pave this boulevard.
I was born here, raised here. I've lived right over there for 40 years now. This has always been here. There's no reason to remove it. There really isn't.
Lisa Fosmo and a number of her neighbors attended a recent city council meeting to voice their opposition. While the issue was not on the agenda, city manager Jim McNeil did address some concerns.
It is not necessarily happening right now. The reconfiguration of that intersection is a concept for discussion. If it is going to be a discussion, will take place at the Traffic Safety Committee.
He cited incomplete information being spread in the community, specifically about the removal of green space.
It wouldn't be to eliminate all the green space. It would be just to kind of realign the street so that it came in perpendicular to Lakeshore Drive. The other streets would get turned to green space, and in the end, you'd probably have more green space.
But Fosmo is concerned that the green space would be incorporated into a few neighbors' properties and wouldn't be available for public use.
If they want to have a larger green space elsewhere, I welcome that. Wonderful. But it shouldn't be at the cost of this one.
She also believes this triangle is a major deterrent of traffic accidents, and without it, she fears for the safety of residents and motorists.
They felt this was a bad angle and that there were accidents. In the last 60 years, I think there have been 2 serious accidents, and both of those have been speed and alcohol related. People did not stop for the sign or the flashing light, and of course you're going to miss that curve if you don't stop.
That's something the city says it's still researching.
We're still evaluating accident numbers, some conversation with MDOT, and just the overall cost of the change too.
If the boulevard is on the agenda for the Traffic Safety Advisory Committee's August 19th meeting, McNeil says that's where the real work, if any, would begin, reiterating that nothing is set in stone.
Certainly something that has not been decided. I believe that work is actually scheduled for next summer, so it's still a ways out. There will be plenty of opportunity to give input.
Fosmo and other residents plan to continue to be vocal in their efforts to preserve their triangle.
There isn't a person in my neighborhood that wants to see it go. It's part of our history, and once it's gone, there's no putting it back.
Lily Simmons, WZMQ 19 News, Escanaba.
A group of dirt bike enthusiasts have descended on the Marquette County Fairgrounds. Our own John Truitt spoke to some of the members of the Cycle Conservation Club of Michigan.
Michigan is home to some of the most expansive and exciting off-road motorcycle trails in the world. And for riders, one event stands above the rest, the 6 Days of Michigan. Each summer, the Cycle Conservation Club of Michigan hosts this event, a week-long adventure featuring over 4,000 miles of marked, maintained trails across the state's northern wilderness. Riders from across the country gather for a mix of rugged trails and unmatched camaraderie.
Riders from all over the country come to the state of Michigan to participate in the 6 days because there's nothing like it anywhere else in the country. And our trail system really is something special.
The CCC, as it's called, is a non-profit dedicated to preserving Michigan's wild lands and promoting off-road motorcycling. It also runs trail tours throughout the season. These rides offer safe, patrolled routes for everyone from weekend warriors to seasoned trail vets.
It can be a little intimidating at first when you know you're going to ride 120 miles that day, and it is tiring. We do have cutoff options as well for those who can't, do the full route, but it's a challenge that we look forward to. We love the sport. We don't do this because it's easy. We do it because it's fun.
And for those craving the ultimate ride, there's the Michael R. Burlingham Memorial 6 Days of Michigan. 6 days of pure off-road fun on a truly global scale.
Each day is filled with a full days of riding, usually averaging between 60 and 120 miles.
In Sands Township, John Truitt, WZMQ 19 News.
Still to come on your 19 News, new sculptures are transforming the Quincy Mine in Hancock into a vivid glimpse of the Copper Country's past. We'll have the details after this.
It's the highlight of the summer, the Marquette County Fair. Livestock, classic cars and tractors, live music and performances, art, games, and of course, the food. With new additions this year, the fair has something fun for everyone. The 2025 Marquette County Fair, August 7th, 8th, and 9th at the Marquette County Fairgrounds. It's fun for all ages.
Yes, we're on thin ice. And everything is going up in smoke. Still, some are adding fuel to the fire, while the rest of us see the troubled waters rising. Our planet is under the weather. But when the going gets tough, the tough get, well, you know. Because in the heat of this moment, we're not about to lose our cool. Love it or lose it.
You have questions. Are your elected representatives in Washington working for you? Or do they stand on the issues and what's in it for you?
Get the answers you need on WZMQ 19 News. I'm Rachel Knapp.
And I'm Brendan Scanlon. Our job is reporting on Michigan's officials in Washington, covering and uncovering what they're doing, and then reporting directly to you. WZMQ 19's Washington Bureau works for you.
And we deliver.
Quality information straight from Capitol Hill. Only on WZMQ 19 News. You're watching WZMQ 19 News, live and local, with Kevin Hodge.
Welcome back, everyone. A UP native has returned to the Keweenaw for the second year in a row to install her line of life-size sculptures depicting copper smelters and miners in the copper country. WZMQ's Andrew Hands has the story.
In the crossroads of the copper country sits the last remaining copper smelting and mining site from the early 1900s in the United States. The Quincy Mine is now preserved as part of the Keweenaw National Historical Park, home to frequent tours of its long and heavy history. Along the years of these tours, some aspects were difficult to understand when it came to what exactly was done throughout the site. Today, the park held the unveiling of numerous life-size sculptures detailing the hard work that took place here decades ago.
We have two jobs here at the park. One of them is preserving these resources, and the other is interpreting them, which involves providing an opportunity for people to make a connection. Being able to return people at a human scale to the ruins, to the structures, to the processes, helps visitors make a connection with what's here.
As tourists and locals make their way through these tours, they'll find that this artwork can help illustrate more human nature in what remains today.
People immediately relate. You know, it's not a miniature, it's not overly large, these are people. And so it's a very direct way to get people to respond and understand when you're looking at a human doing what they used to do here.
Artist Casey Koski was born and raised in Baraka County, studying at Finlandia University, and has now taken her artwork to Washington State. This is the second year she has made the trip back to the UP to work with the Keweenaw National Historical Park, helping with these two-dimensional steel installations.
I was just really thrilled to be chosen for the work, and so to come back or to be invited to return for a second year to continue this project is just a really wonderful opportunity, and I think that it's the beginning of a possibly ongoing partnership.
The new installations can be seen through the Quincy Smelter and Mine Tours, offered 3 times daily between Memorial Day and Labor Day. In Hancock, Andrew Hands, WZMQ 19 News.
A new family shelter in Kalamazoo will soon open its doors, and according to officials, it'll be the largest of its kind in the whole state. It's called The Landing Place. Ava Ray has more.
The Landing Place will soon open its doors to families in need. Located on the south side of Kalamazoo, officials say it should be ready by the end of the year. Director of Housing Mary Balkema says it's all about being a spot for families to move forward.
The Landing Place is a transitional place for families to stay while they're experiencing homelessness. It's an 80-room hotel that we are doing renovations on, so we will be ready to house families in December of 2025.
The project includes new amenities, like a child center that will be made from filling in the pool, a new playground in the yard, and even a redesigned space for a kitchen.
This investment will really, it's supposed to be a hand up to get folks out of homelessness
into safe housing, and then hopefully into meaningful employment.
The landing place is part of a bigger push from Kalamazoo County to address family homelessness in a permanent, supportive way.
We don't have a family shelter in Kalamazoo County. This is going to be the largest family shelter in Michigan, and we really want to take folks in Kalamazoo County that are experiencing homelessness, families that are either in the shelter, doubled up, living in cars, to make sure they have a safe place to live.
The county says they chose the name The Landing Place because they want this to be a safe space during what may be someone's hardest days.
Here's the rooms. They're spacious. We could fit a baby crib or a kid's bed in here. They're going to come with a microwave and a little fridge, but they don't come with a stove because we are going to provide the food.
The shelter will also be on a bus line with access to food, education, and support services. This space is more than just a place to sleep. It's a step towards a more stable future for families in crisis.
The future of package delivery is taking off, literally. Amazon Prime Air brought its high-tech drone delivery service to Metro Detroit today, hosting a community meet and greet in Pontiac. Terrence Friday gives us a first-hand look at how the company hopes to bring speed, innovation, and a little buzz to the skies.
Looks like something out of a science fiction movie, but Amazon says this is the future of front porch delivery.
This is the future of where delivery is heading, and we want to make sure that Pontiac is at the forefront.
On Tuesday, Amazon Prime Air hosted a community meet and greet at Lafayette Grand in Pontiac. They introduced Metro Detroiters to their drone delivery program, giving a sneak peek of the technology already being tested in select cities.
Customers should expect the service to become available in Q4 of 2025. So this year, prior to peak season, so we'll be launching and operating. Gives them the opportunity to purchase it and get 1 hour or less delivery. Nearing Christmas and or the holidays, it's a big win.
The packages have to be 5 pounds or less, and they come with a $4.99 delivery fee, but it's free if your package is $50 or more.
As a customer, you won't experience much difference. So as a customer, you log on to Amazon, you search through the ASINs or the products that you're looking for, and if you're in about a 7.5-mile radius of the drone delivery center in Pontiac, you will see 60-minute delivery or drone delivery option as a service.
And for those concerned about the technology taking away from jobs, leaders say it will only add to the workforce.
We've had a site in the community for quite a while. There are going to be jobs that are open directly supporting the Prime Air business and making sure that at each step, each opportunity, local community members have the opportunity to apply here.
Not only they're a major employer, but they're a major contributor to our tax base. So a lot of the city services and improvements that we've been able to make in our community are directly attributed to the stability and growth of Amazon, meaning their large, substantial facilities here, but also the thousands of people that work there and their contribution to our tax base.
Now don't go away, your final look at weather is after the break.
From now through July at Fox Marquette Subaru, lease a 2025 Subaru Outback Premium for $377 a month for 36 months with $3,000 due at signing, or get 1.9% APR for 72 months on select new 2025 Subaru Outback models. Fox Marquette Subaru, experience the difference.
Shop hundreds of Lazy Boys at Kirkish Furniture in Houghton. Kick back in comfort in an industry-leading recliner. Choose from all fabrics, colors, and sizes with prices starting as low as $4.99 plus free delivery. Shop Kirkish Furniture in Houghton today.
Do you wonder if playing the same Michigan lottery numbers over and over again improves your odds to win? That's actually a myth. You see, every set of numbers always has the same chance of winning because every drawing is random. Previous results have no effect on future drawings. So know the facts. If it stops being a game, call the helpline or visit our website. Knowing your limits is always the best bet.
Home for CBS is WZMQ 19.
Lease a 2025 Subaru Crosstrek Sport for $356 a month for 36 months with $3,000 due at signing, or get 2.9% APR for 72 months on select new 2025 Subaru Crosstrek models. Fox Marquette Subaru, experience the difference.
For more than 30 years, our community has come through, building affordable homes, making critical repairs, and building ramps for those who need a little help and a little hope. Habitat for Humanity volunteers produce amazing results treasured forever. You could be our next hero. Volunteers are needed to provide affordable housing in Marquette County. Join in, sign up, it's easy. Go to upersunited.com or use the QR code shown here. A public service message of Habitat for Humanity and WZMQ TV19. Escanaba reporter Lily Simmons on WZMQ 19 News.
And a final check of your forecast. Of course, the most important thing that we're looking at is the air quality. So it's not so much the heat anymore as it is the lasting impacts of the air quality. We will still have this air quality warning in effect for the entire Upper Peninsula and getting into Wisconsin too, and even into Minnesota. For us though is until midnight on Friday. So really the rest of the night tonight and into tomorrow, though everything looks picture perfect, lots of sunshine, nice and seasonal, maybe slightly chilly for places like Marquette and the surrounding areas. But overall, we have really nice sky conditions, but we just need to monitor and beware of those air quality issues. All that will improve. We'll get some clearing skies for the air quality, and we'll get some warmer temperatures back. The weekend looking nice and sunny. And even as we enter the first week of August, some increase in cloud cover, nice and seasonal, getting some more temperatures in the upper 70s and lower 80s.
Kelly, thanks again. Finally tonight, the Wednesday night farmers market in downtown Marquette didn't disappoint today. Dozens of vendors were on hand to offer everything from handmade artwork to fresh produce and flowers. Last week's market had to be moved indoors due to rainy weather, but tonight the sun was out and so were the crowds as people filled West Washington Street. In our vendor spotlight, we take a look at Rock River Farm from Chatham, who grow beautiful flowers.
We've been doing this for about 18 years. We've got about 5 acres of flowers altogether. We've got perennials, annuals, a bunch of greenhouses. So we provide flowers to basically all of central UP.
Rock River Farm also offers a pick your own option where flower lovers can visit the farm and pick their own bouquet from the acres of flowers. That's all the time we have for tonight, everyone. We'll catch you back here again tomorrow at 6/5 Central. We'll see you then.
Are you tired of seeing money all around the house? Then start saving money with First American Home Warranty. First American covers the systems and appliances you depend on every day. And if we can't repair your covered item, we'll replace it.